The Dreamer by H. Munro, Saki. Once upon a time, in a grand kingdom, there was a renowned store named Walpurgis and Nettlepink. It was the season of sales, and the store had decided to lower its prices for an entire week as a special treat for the townsfolk. This was as rare as an archduchess pretending to catch a cold, just because colds were common in the area. Adela Chemping, a noble lady who considered herself above the usual excitement of sales, decided to visit the store during this special week. "I'm not a bargain hunter," she proclaimed, "but I like to go where bargains are." This showed that beneath her strong character, there was a gentle side that enjoyed simple pleasures. To make her shopping trip more enjoyable, Lady Chemping invited her youngest nephew, Cyprian, to accompany her. She promised him a visit to a magical theater and some delightful refreshments. Cyprian, not yet 18, was still at an age where he didn't mind carrying parcels. "Meet me just outside the floral department," she wrote to him, "and don't be a moment later than 11. Cyprian was a dreamy-eyed boy, always seeing things that others couldn't, as if he had the eyes of a poet or a magician. He was dressed neatly, with hair as smooth as seaweed. When they met, Lady Chemping noticed he was bareheaded. "Where is your hat?" she asked. "I didn't bring one with me," he replied. Lady Chemping was slightly scandalized. "You're not going to be what they call a nut, are you?" she asked with some concern. Cyprian looked at her with his dreamy eyes. "I didn't bring a hat because it's a nuisance when shopping. If one meets someone and has to take it off while holding parcels, it's awkward. If you don't have a hat, you can't take it off." Lady Chemping sighed with relief and turned her attention to the shopping ahead. "We will go first to the table linen counter," she said, leading the way. "I should like to look at some napkins." Cyprian, who preferred to watch rather than shop, followed her. Lady Chemping examined the napkins closely, as if expecting to find hidden messages on them. She then moved to the glassware department. "Millicent asked me to get her some decanters if they're cheap," she explained, "and I want a salad bowl. I can look at the napkins later." She examined many decanters and salad bowls, but finally bought 7 chrysanthemum vases. "No one uses these anymore," she told Cyprian, "but they'll make good presents for next Christmas." She also bought 2 sunshades and a lot of writing paper because it was cheap and easy to pack. "Do you think Ruth will like blue or gray paper?" she asked Cyprian. "Gray," said Cyprian, who had never met Ruth. "Do you have mauve notepaper?" Lady Chemping asked the shop assistant. "We have green and dark gray," said the assistant. Lady Chemping chose the blue. "Now we can have some lunch," she said. Cyprian accepted a fish cake, a mince pie, and a small cup of coffee, refusing his aunt's suggestion to buy a hat, saying he had enough hats at home and they rumpled his hair. He left their parcels with the cloakroom attendant, saying, "We'll get more parcels so we can collect these later." Lady Chemping agreed reluctantly, feeling the thrill of shopping was lessened without the parcels. "I'm going to look at those napkins again," she said as they went downstairs. "You can meet me in the cutlery department later." Cyprian was not in the cutlery department when Lady Chemping arrived, but she soon saw him in the leather goods section. He was mistaken for a shop assistant by a lady demanding the price of a handbag. "There now," thought Adela. "She thinks he's an assistant because he's bareheaded. I wonder it hasn't happened before." Cyprian examined the handbag's ticket and said, "Black Seal, 34 shillings, marked down to 28. We are clearing them out for 26 shillings. They're selling fast." "I'll take it," said the lady, giving Cyprian the money. Adela was helped outside by some kind strangers. "It's the crush and the heat," said one. When she next saw Cyprian, he was in the book department selling 2 books of devotion to an elderly canon. The dreamy look in his eyes was deeper than ever. Adela Chemping and her nephew Cyprian completed their shopping adventure, each gaining something unexpected from the experience. Adela, who prided herself on being strong and independent, realized that she too had simple human weaknesses and could enjoy small pleasures. Cyprian, with his dreamy perspective, showed how important imagination and individuality are. The lesson of this story is that even those who consider themselves rational and superior can have simple human joys and weaknesses. Additionally, imagination and individuality can make everyday life special. Adela and Cyprian's story reminds us that sometimes the most ordinary days can be filled with magic, encouraging us to cherish the simple pleasures in life. The end.